24 hours to go. Do we know or do we have an idea of the bowling attack? That's the subject of this particular show. We believe, and we have been saying this for the last 48 hours, we've written also, that we believe Jasprit Bumrah should play. We believe Jasprit Bumrah is likely to play. Sitanshu Kotak added to the point when he said three things. He said, Jasprit Bumrah is fit, number one. He said, Jasprit Bumrah has bowled in only one innings in Manchester. That's something that he clearly said. And he also said that the final call will be taken by the head coach and the captain. So at no point did anyone rule Jasprit Bumrah out. Gautam Gambhir at the end of the Manchester press conference match also said this, that everybody is fit. Now when everyone is fit, a series is on the line, match is on the line, the entire, this young team, the transition and all of these things on the line, how does India's premier bowler not play?
I think this is a question that if he does not play, I think questions need to be raised a little bit, because Jasprit Bumrah has had more than enough time to sort of recover and get some rest in. He's been one of the best bowlers for India. He is an essential cog in the wheel. He's your best bowler, let's be honest. And now with the series on the line, you need to make sure now that India have a chance to get that trophy back home and retain the trophy, Jasprit Bumrah, I think, should put his hand up and say, you know what, I will play. There can be some management and workload management done where he's not doing too many long overs or long spells. You also have a Mohammad Siraj. Another question that we will need to ask about Siraj's workload. But you will have a Mohammad Siraj. You will have an Arshdeep Singh or an Akashdeep Singh. You have Kuldeep, Washington, Jaddu. So you have plenty of bowlers there to back a Jasprit Bumrah up. And with the way that everyone is performing, we know Akashdeep did really well. Arshdeep Singh can give you a lot of juice out of this wicket. I think this is a good wicket to have your pacers on. But at this point, I think you should go in with your best 11. Your best 11 includes Jasprit Bumrah. And if Jasprit Bumrah sits out, I'd be pretty disappointed.
Yeah, and these are straightforward words. I mean, I would be, she says, pretty disappointed. I'd be hugely disappointed. And I also think that India's handling of Bumrah needs to be slightly different. Because of the fact that you're playing a Washington Sundar, a Ravindra Jadeja, a Mohammad Siraj, and we will come to the workload of Mohammad Siraj, and you've got an Akashdeep. Also, you've got possibly a Kuldeep Yadav. You know what? You can actually give Bumrah shorter bursts. You can give Bumrah 3 over 4 over bursts. You handle Bumrah differently. You don't kind of push him for a 6 over or a 7 over spell. At no point has he done a 7 over spell. But even in the first innings, the way you handle Bumrah, or the day, say we will not bowl Bumrah more than 15 overs a day, something like that. The way Shubman Gill kind of handles Bumrah in this test match will also be essential to try and balance this workload issue. And you can do that when you have that many bowlers. If need be, bowl a containing spell. Bowl a spell with a Washington Sundar, a negative line, or a leg stump line with a Jadeja to give Jasprit Bumrah that extra little bit of rest and then come get him back for a burst. So I think the way India handles Jasprit Bumrah will also be as important as anything else. I mean, you can't run him down that, oh, you know what, bowl 20 overs a day.
Yes, which is why I said that it's because you have now an assortment of bowlers. You have Akashdeep fit, you have Arshdeep Singh fit.
Between these two, let's tackle that. Between these two, you saw them both practicing intensely. Who would you kind of think India would want to go with? Arshdeep, fresh left arm, Akashdeep, proven customer.
You know, I was very tempted to play an Arshdeep Singh. Unfortunately, he was injured. But in the last Test match, it was tailor-made conditions for an Arshdeep Singh. Swings the ball both ways, gives you so much movement, also left arm. But at this point, now that an Akashdeep is fit, I would choose Akashdeep ahead of an Arshdeep. Yes, experience, absolutely. And Akashdeep has also shown you that he can bring in the discipline that sometimes lacks in the bowling attack. And when there are periods of time, and it has happened multiple times in the past match as well, that there are periods of time when nothing is happening for you, nothing is going to, nothing is working in your favor. England batters are taking it away, and it happened a lot of the times because India were not bowling consistent lines. Now, if you have an Akashdeep who we have sort of equated with a Mohammad Shami for his consistent bowling, I think why not have Akashdeep in your team? He was incredible in Edgbaston, 10 wickets, and then after that he was not bad in the next match as well, and Lords. But I would pick Akashdeep ahead of Arshdeep. What are your thoughts?
I would also go with Akashdeep, but for a slightly different reason. I think we know Akashdeep can produce wicket-taking balls in red ball cricket. We know Akashdeep can produce some incredibly brilliant balls, and that's more important. We know this about Akashdeep. On the other hand, we don't know this about Arshdeep Singh and red ball. When a series decider is on the line, this is not one of those test matches, first test match you lose, nothing happens, okay, you have a chance to come back. Done. This is the last 5 days in England, which will perhaps define legacy. Imagine this team goes back 2-2. You actually go back moral victors. You actually go back as heroes. You come to English shores and you are returning 2-all after saving a test match and winning the last test match. You've taken everything. When everything is on the line, do you want to go in with a rookie who is making his debut, or do you want to go in with a customer who has already done 10 wickets and has won you a test match in this series? So for me, the choice is between this guy is a proven wicket taker for me, has the ability to bowl wicket taking balls, conditions will suit him, ball will move, so I would go in with Akashdeep because of this reason. Coming to that elephant in the room, Kuldeep Yadav.
Oh, I think this is the time to play Kuldeep Yadav. You've let him warm the bench in the past 4 games. We're not sure what the wicket looks like exactly, or what it will be like on the match day -2. It looked pretty green, but at the same time, Kuldeep Yadav is a bowler who does not necessarily need the pitch to give him juice. He does not necessarily need a rough patch like a Ravindra Jadeja or even a Washington Sundar. Washington Sundar gets a lot of drift and has been getting a lot of drift throughout the series. But when it comes to Kuldeep Yadav, he's such a handy bowler, left arm wrist spinner. He will turn the ball without even assistance from the pitch. And why not try him now? You've not tried him for the past 4 games. It's the final game. I would say just try him.
Again, I am in agreement. I am in agreement that you play Kuldeep Yadav, but I'll kind of add to that and give you a slightly more complex reason. I would say England has now seen almost every Indian bowler. You have seen a Prasidh Krishna, what he has to offer. You have seen a Jasprit Bumrah, you have seen a Mohammad Siraj, you have seen an Akashdeep, you have seen Washington, Anshul Kamboj, you've seen Ravindra Jadeja. You haven't seen Kuldeep Yadav. You haven't seen what this guy can do. You haven't, a Jamie Smith, whose batting has kind of tapered off. Even the English top order, a Ben Duckett, a Zach Crawley, a Joe Root. Joe Root has played Kuldeep. But many of the other batters, how much left-arm wrist spin do you play in county cricket? So right through this series, you haven't seen this guy. And from the other perspective, Kuldeep Yadav has become restless. Anyone will. He was tipped as India's USP player, X-Factor player, all the experts talking him up, coming to this country, being in the best zone, bowling beautifully, hasn't got a game. Now, if you unleash Kuldeep Yadav, and that's the word, Kuldeep Yadav has everything to prove. If there was one match Kuldeep Yadav would want to make his own, that, oh, you've done this to me, I'm a proud performer, you've given me the stage, I want to win you this game, this is the match. Bhagwat Chandrasekhar, 1971, 6 for 38. This is the match. Everybody had written Bhagwat Chandrasekhar off. Vijay Merchant, the chairman of selectors at that point in time, even and wasn't, I don't want to say insulted, I will say he wasn't the most pleasant to Bhagwat Chandrasekhar. Chandrasekhar had everything to prove. 6 for 38 at the Oval. India wins the game. I think Kuldeep Yadav, the stakes for Kuldeep Yadav are as high that there is no better platform than this for Kuldeep Yadav. So I'm in agreement with you about Kuldeep Yadav. Coming to Mohammad Siraj, workload. Only bowler from the Indian team who has played all games.
Played all games, has sometimes bowled more overs than anyone else in the team. So Mohammad Siraj has really been shouldering the responsibility of, putting his heart and soul out. And we see that even at the end, when he's getting frayed, when his body is tired, legs are tired, even then he's putting his entire energy into bowling. He's not let the intensity down. Yes, by day 5, by day 4, we saw that there was a period in the last test match, there was a period when the pace had dropped of all fast bowlers, and understandably so. They were bowling something 130, 135 clicks. But you have to remember, but also, I don't think Mohammad Siraj is staying out. I think Mohammad Siraj will want to go out there and will say to the coach and the captain, I want to play this test match. It's the final test match. I will put it all out there. And Mohammad Siraj, we all know, is a bowler like that, who will bring the intensity. There were times in play in the past 2 test matches as well when things were not going India's way. Mohammad Siraj was the only bowler who looked like he had intensity, like he had some grit and fight back. And that's just the kind of player that Mohammad Siraj is. I don't think Mohammad Siraj will back down from this challenge. Even though he's tired, even though he's played all test matches on the trot, he will make it to the team.
Now, you've said this about Siraj and we were talking about Bumrah. How much of these things do you reckon are individual calls? Yes, Mohammad Siraj will put his hand up. I'm in agreement. But
will the management say it?
Exactly. Is that his call? Jasprit Bumrah, same. Is that his call, or is it the call of the
management?
Look, it's ultimately about, is the player fit?
Yeah.
That's the player's call. That I am fit and I am available. Beyond that, I don't think it's the player's call.
Yes.
I think it's the management's call.
Yes.
So Jasprit Bumrah will be asked, are you fit? Are you available? If you are fit and you're available, then you play. Mohammad Siraj, the same deal. Now, again, the call will be with Shubman Gill and Gautam Gambhir and the management to pick. Do they feel that after all this bowling, Mohammad Siraj can still turn up and produce magic? Or do they believe that no, maybe a fresher pair of legs like an Arshdeep Singh will produce magic? I think Mohammad Siraj. I absolutely think Mohammad Siraj. But when we talk about workload management and everything else, and I feel Siraj kind of flies under that radar. You kind of agree and accept. Yeah, chalo, A, B, C, Mohammad Siraj. It's taken for granted that guy will do the job.
Is it like KL Rahul and batting in multiple positions?
Yeah, you're right. That's a good analogy. That KL Rahul, wo to kar lega. Mohammad Siraj, wo to kar lega. This kar lega business, you don't even appreciate what that man goes through and how much he brings to the table. He might not have the rewards to show for you this series, but the kind of effort that he has put in time and again makes Mohammad Siraj the special performer for India that India must celebrate more. Last few minutes on the show. So what's our total bowling attack then?
Okay, so my call here is, when it comes to, if I'm assuming Jasprit Bumrah is playing. If Jasprit Bumrah is playing, my assumption is that it's a toss-up between Akashdeep and Arshdeep Singh, where I think Akashdeep will take the cake because of the performances that he has put in throughout the series, his experience. Then, if we're talking about the third pacer, it's obviously Mohammad Siraj. I have a feeling he will play. Spinners, Kuldeep Yadav, play a specialist spinner. Try him one time, at least once. We've seen multiple debuts being handed out. Give Kuldeep Yadav a chance. I see more reasons of why. It's not a question of why should Kuldeep Yadav play. I think the question is, why can't Kuldeep Yadav play? I mean, what has he done wrong? He's not done anything wrong. I know it's about the balance, and I know it's about the batting that the Indian management is thinking of. But now that your top order is firing, you have multiple people to fall back on when it comes to the batting lineup. So you can actually bat till 7 or 8 now with 7 with Washington Sundar, and afford to have a Kuldeep Yadav in your team, because he will also at least have the intention of taking wickets and will give you breakthroughs one way or the other.
Let's put it in these two ways and finish the show. So when we say that Kuldeep Yadav plays at 8 and Kuldeep Yadav should play at 8 is my thought. I think the Indian batting has done enough to give you the comfort of Kuldeep Yadav at 8. Washington Sundar 5, Ravindra Jadeja 7, Dhruv Jurel 6, Dhruv Jurel 7. Now the only challenge here is you don't know about Dhruv Jurel. Had it been a fit Rishabh Pant, I would put my money and say you've got
Play
enough
Kuldeep.
in that, play Kuldeep. But because you don't know about Jurel, you've got all of a sudden your X factor in Pant is out. That's where that batting kind of becomes a little dodgy.
Which is why you will again need a cushion.
Might.
Might.
I mean, that's where the thought process might come that okay, no Rishabh. Is Jurel ready? Is he your best bet? Should we have a cushion? But then I also tend to think that the cushion is only Shardul Thakur. The cushion is Shardul Thakur. Clearly, if you are bowling Shardul Thakur 11 out of 157 overs,
You don't
have faith.
No.
If you don't have faith in a Thakur, how many runs will he score that you will offset with Kuldeep Yadav's wicket-taking
Yes.
ability? And also, Kuldeep Yadav is no absolute muck with the bat. Kuldeep Yadav has scored some gritty runs for India. Kuldeep Yadav has in the past demonstrated his ability to stand out there and have a defense. So I would go in with Kuldeep Yadav. I say India goes in with a team that has more chances of winning than more chances of a draw. This is a series on the line. A 2-2 will make this Indian team and Indian cricket completely different compared to what has happened in the past 12 months. Time to close.
Time to
She and I
close.
will be back in exactly, as you guys are watching, it's 12:20 now in India. India is practicing from 12:30 local, which is 5 p.m. So our 5 p.m. show we will do from the Oval with India's practice, and hopefully we will have a pretty clear idea as to who's playing and who's not. Massive build-up. This is not an optional practice, unlike what it has happened with the 4 test matches. This is a full-scale training session, match day -1. So plenty to come your way from the Oval between Gargi and I, and we'll be, as I said, we will be back for England training and for India training.